at the Emerald Conference. Meet Unshackled, Dimitri Downing with co-host
Destiny Blanco.
Destiny Blanco in the house today, one of our favorite Meet Unshackled co-hosts. We are pleased to be joined by Avi Rosenbaum.
Nice to meet you both.
Avi Rosenbaum. A pleasure to meet you from Gemmacert.
That's right.
Well, we're going to get into what Gemmacert is eventually. But first, we want to talk about Avi and your journey and how you ended up in the cannabis industry. I know you've been involved for 5 years, but you obviously weren't born in the cannabis industry. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Connecticut, but I've been based out in Israel for the last 13 years approximately.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school in Manhattan called Ramaz. You heard of it?
Where's that?
In Manhattan.
Okay.
I went to school in Manhattan, New York City.
No, I used to turkey hunt in Connecticut. It's not important. This is a random footnote. No, I figure he's from Connecticut. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, the boys from Boston University, we used to go down there and shoot turkeys, and they would, in high school, they would drink. It was a mess.
I'm just struggling.
You know these guys, right?
I know these turkey hunters. There. You gotta watch out.
Right, not important. There's a lot of tangents on Meet Unshackled. But so you moved over to Israel, and then.
Yeah. So I moved over to Israel, went to university, and I actually worked in the tech space in Israel. There's quite a bit big, high tech space. I worked at a tech company for about 5-6 years.
And this is very important because this is the kind of quality individual you find here at the Emerald Conference. So keep going.
Okay. Yeah. And after that, actually, during my time at the tech company, I actually began to study clinical herbalism as kind of like a side hobby. I really enjoyed medicinal herbs, using them, non-cannabis related, just all sorts of, there's many other medicinal herbs aside
of them.
from.
Yes,
Lavender.
I like you.
Yeah,
I like you.
Yeah.
You're not single track. That's good.
It's a whole world in and of itself.
Right.
And just naturally, through networking, I ended up with a local cultivation facility in Israel, doing some consulting work for them. Just helping them really mainly reach out and try and arrange export contracts to Europe. Because in Israel they have a medical program.
Right.
So it serves a local market, but many of the companies, in order to be profitable, want to export out to Europe.
About what year was this that you ended up with this company in Israel?
That was back in 2018.
2018? But that wasn't your first, you graduated college, you worked for the tech company, how old are you?
I'm 34.
Okay, you seem like a young man.
Yeah.
So was that your first cannabis?
That was really my first introduction into the whole cannabis space.
Okay.
And then, from there, I actually took a job at another company. It was also a cannabis company. They had a product which created for indoor at-home cultivation, like little grow boxes. So I helped them with
Clone kit kind of thing.
Yeah, home cultivation, home growing, home
And that was in Israel as well?
That was also in Israel.
See, Israel, yeah. I haven't been. I've traveled around the world for cannabis, and I met a lot of people in this industry, but I haven't been to Israel. And there's so much innovation, and the Israeli people in general just kick ass. It has nothing to do with cannabis.
I know I don't have that Israeli personality. I grew up here, so I got it.
But the country, it's just it's just awesome. So all I'm saying is that mad respect to Israeli cannabis, the Israeli cannabis community, everything that's happening there. So you're working for them, and what was that company called?
That company was called Seedo, Seedo.
Seedo, and they did boxes?
Yeah, like at-home cultivation boxes. They're pretty cool, like app-based, and you basically can.
Based.
Yeah, and you could basically just grow it at home in any environment, easily. You didn't have to know much beforehand. Yeah, exactly.
That's a trip. So you did business development for them, or?
That's right. Yep.
Excellent.
Yep.
And then what happened after that?
Then I moved on and got a job at Gemmacert, where I am now. I've been at the company about 3 years. Gemmacert has a really unique product. It's a instant potency testing device. You're
gonna have to help me out with the science here.
Is it patented?
It's patented. Oh yeah,
cool.
There's
Are you
patents.
gonna copy it?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of cannabis science
She's
companies
definitely one of those patent pirates.
I'll watch out for you.
Watch out for her.
I'll tell the lawyers to.
Yeah, no, I might just check it out.
Yeah.
Actually, she's really well versed on the cannabis plant and that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I'm a cannabis grower myself, so this
Oh,
is
awesome.
interesting.
Yeah. So our unit is our unit's mainly used by like more commercial or professional facilities, but we do have home growers, real connoisseurs who want to invest a lot and know what they're growing at home who use the unit as well. It's a little bit it's a little bit expensive for home use, but it's really fantastic for breeders, growers, retail, dispensaries to be able to have an in-house quality assurance tool and not have to be reliant on the labs all the time. It's not meant to replace the lab. It's meant to be like a kind of like a first line of defense.
Right.
So you can test beforehand and make decisions accordingly. Each test takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It's non-destructive. It doesn't harm the plant, the sample. So you can test the whole bud in the machine. Won't harm the sample whatsoever. So that's one of the really unique things about the product.
Oh, cool.
So, does this help mostly with like R&D or quality control or both? Or?
It's both. There
Yeah,
really
you
are
see?
different value
Can we-
propositions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be
Can we
both.
verify
It
that?
would be both because it starts.
I
with the
haven't worked in
plant.
the cultivation,
Yeah.
but actually I did.
a great
I-
question.
I tried to build a cultivation. I forgot about that. Sorry.
Did you have a Spain one?
No, the 16,000 square foot one in Cottonwood, and then I realized it was all dealing with contractors, and there
That's
was
another podcast
no
story.
human
Red tape.
non-point red tape, and that just sucks.
Yeah.
So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. So it helps mostly with R&D and quality control. Now, can you give examples of how people use it and such?
Absolutely. So, probably one of the biggest value propositions for the unit is being able to use it when you're pheno hunting.
Yeah.
Growers will, plant 50, 60, 70 phenos, and normally in order to test the potencies of each one, they would have to send each one to the lab
Or smoke it.
or smoke it. Yeah, depending on, all depends on where you are, who you are.
She's the old school.
Yeah,
I'm a
exactly.
home grower here.
Old school,
Yeah.
new school.
So you could, in our machine, you could test it, then smoke it.
He's like my patents are safe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just kidding. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so normally you'd have to send all those out to the lab, but the lab, time consuming, expensive, and it destroys the sample. Here, you would just be able to test it on the spot. Narrow down your genetics according to what you want, how you want to use it, and that's a really, really great way to use the machine. People use it for determining optimal harvest times. So, as you approach a harvest, you can harvest the flower, test it, and see like another 2 days and try and get to that peak THC level as well.
How much is a machine like this?
So our Pro Kit, which has everything, it's like an all-inclusive package, is $7,999.
No, that's not too bad. You can.
Is it like a big machine, or is
No.
it like a table?
It's
put it on
it's
the
like
table.
a size of like a tabletop coffee machine. So we actually have a booth here. We'll have the product in the booth if you guys want to come check it out.
I'll
You can-
stop by. I don't have any weed on me, but
Yeah.
You could probably give her the wholesale price. Then you could afford it. You know what I'm saying? Then you can do tests.
yeah.
We always try and do small business discounts. That's always
I
something.
got some
That's what we call it.
dispensary guys I can connect you to. We'll work out a deal that way.
That sounds
So
good to me.
the science and tech, the company's based out of Israel.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you based out of Israel?
I'm based out of Israel. I traveled 22 hours to get here.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
that's a long way.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
going to go to Cannabis ICBC?
So I'm not gonna be there. My colleagues will be there.
Okay.
A couple of my colleagues. Oh, you'll be there.
Say what's up.
Yeah, we're
Awesome.
We're going out there.
All
I
right.
know it's a
Yeah, we'll
it's
do
a
it on the
gathering.
podcast.
I'll connect you with them. Yeah, they're good guys.
But you're back in Israel.
I'll be back. Yeah, I get back, and then like Cannabis is like 2 days later. I gotta get
Yeah.
So, and I'm learning too because it's a big industry, and I'm more of like a regulatory specialist kind of stuff. I tried a little bit of cultivation, etc. So this machine is being manufactured out of Israel, which is I just love everything Israel. I'm sorry, I'm just a big fan of Israel. Every time I say Israel, I just feel good. It's got nothing to do with cannabis. If you know the Israeli people, they just kick some ass. You know what I'm saying? In general, Anyways, okay, back to this. So it's being manufactured in Israel, being shipped around the world.
Yeah, we ship. We've sold the unit in over 50 countries around the world.
50 countries.
Yeah, we've really. We've gone everywhere from.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. We have units in South Korea, all the way to Argentina, and everywhere in between. So it's not we.
Wait. So, where's the weirdest place you've shipped one to? What surprised you?
I think we have a unit in island in the South Asian Pacific. Oh, I don't even remember what it's
Yeah.
called. It's a very tiny island. There's someone bought a unit out there.
Right.
Korea is a pretty interesting place to sell cannabis.
In North
equipment.
Korea?
Not north, south.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
If you
North
could
Korea would.
Legal there?
If we could put North Korea, that
they're using Gemmacert in North Korea.
Yeah,
And as a
exactly.
matter of fact, the Indonesian king himself has one. We saw the address, his castle. We sent him one. I'm just kidding. He doesn't. Well, maybe he does. I don't know. There's 50 of them out, 50 countries.
Yeah, 50 countries. So really, obviously the U.S. and Canada is our biggest market, but we really sell it all over the place. And very often, countries where there's not as much access to labs, to labs if a grower
Yeah.
wants. So then they'll invest in a unit like ours as well.
Well, it's entirely relevant if there's labs. You guys you expedite things. It's convenient.
Exactly.
If you're a serious developer of products or of cultivation, you would want to have one of these on site.
100%.
It's only $7,000,
Yep.
and they get your phone number, right?
They got my phone. They got my WhatsApp, my phone number. They everything, all the personal details.
And you guys are known for your customer service.
We are. We have great customer support. We take a lot of pride in that.
I don't even want to know who your competitors are because I'm going to be using your product. I mean, but if I get into cultivation in
what I like to
Mexico,
hear.
are you sending some to Mexico?
We've sold a few units to Mexico. Yeah, not a whole great deal, but we've definitely sold to a few clinics down in Mexico, medical cannabis clinics.
Yes. Well, clinics in Mexico. Mis amigos.
We don't.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about it, but those, I'm just kidding. No, I mean, it's a new world. All that stuff is gone. Even somebody was telling me about they were doing business with the Escobar family, and they're like all excited because there's some sort of like drama there. And I'm like, the Escobar family now, they're business people in cannabis. They're not they're not going to rough you up or create some sort of dramatic
They're not the
storyline
Sinaloas.
type.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, the Sinaloans might, but
Yeah,
But-
they just got busted in Arizona.
not for cannabis.
It was a little bit of everything.
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl, cannabis.
Yeah, yeah, because that's what I used to prosecute. These guys, they just shift over into worlds that are like more convenient stuff. But back to Gemmacert. So is this your guys' main product, only product?
Yeah, I mean we have two products. We have like the Gemmacert Pro and the Gemmacert Lite. They're similar, but there's just some differences in terms of the capabilities between each one. But
Right.
we don't have more commercial grade products yet. We're looking into that into the future to have a little like a multi-flower testing device and that sort of thing.
So
'Cause right now it's one by one flower each time.
And is it just like you said, the potency, or is it?
Oh yeah, in terms of
Every-
that, good question. So the Gemmacert can test for total THC, CBD, CBG, and water activity in three different modes: whole dried buds, whole bud. Second mode is like any sort of groundnut material or trim.
Like edibles.
Edibles, not yet. And the third one, we can test extract, but only right now raw ethanol-based extracts, like an RSO, Fico oil.
I love that.
yeah,
Non-solventless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like rosin, that sort of thing. We're working on the future, being able to test additional extract types, but that's down the line.
No one needs to make those.
does it test for like CBN too and all those stuff, or
CBG.
CBG, yes, CBN in the future. We'll
is that a hard technology to conquer? I don't understand what happens, how you get from point A to point B, so you
Good
can test for
question.
CPN.
Yeah, so I can tell you, inside the product, the main sensor which powers the unit is a near-infrared spectrometer.
Right.
It's a sensor used in like the pharmaceutical industries
Yeah,
quite a
it helps
bit.
you with your pains.
And it helps helps detect different levels in different materials. And in our product, one of the things that makes it unique is that it actually moves around and tests multiple spots on each sample.
Spots, yeah, that's that
Cannabinoids.
patent. That's that patent.
Yeah, that's what makes it unique.
Tell me more.
No, that just went right by her. I'm just kidding. So that's awesome. That sounds like it's much more efficient.
Yeah.
So who developed Gemmacert? It wasn't Mr. Gemmacert.
It wasn't Mr. Gemmacert. The company was actually founded back in 2016 or 17 in partnership with the Hebrew University in Jerusalem, Israel, which is actually one of the premier cannabis research institutions in the world.
What?
It's where THC and CBD were discovered at that university by Professor Raphael Meshulam about
Right.
40 years ago.
He's
And
the big dog.
yeah, he's like the godfather
Yeah.
of the cannabis space.
Is that doctor?
Dr. Roth.
Yeah.
Roth, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like going to India and saying you met Gandhi or something. It's like he's big time.
Yeah. All the scientists here will probably have heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So
Cool if he was here.
he's at that university.
Yeah, he's still there. He was not involved in Gemmacert, but it's
Right.
from the same department. Different scientists in the department came together.
Wow.
And then they actually developed the technology at the university, and now a group of investors commercialized it.
You are the exact guy, company, and reason, and country, Israel, that we weren't really planning on Israel. But anyways, this is why we came to Emerald, to find people like you so that we can get them out to our network, find companies like yours so we can get them out to our network so people can learn a little bit more about these nuances. And that's great. I didn't know Gemmacert before today, and I had heard about this kind of stuff because I know enough about cultivations to talk about it. But now we know you guys have worked. This is university tested, university developed.
Yep.
I mean, that's incredible. Are you guys a publicly traded company? Because I might just invest.
It's not publicly traded, but not yet, at least.
They're from Israel too. How would that work?
Yeah.
Well, they'd have to be listed on the exchange anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you can actually technically go to like a South African exchange and invest money there if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's publicly traded not McDonald's, but publicly traded restaurants in South Africa that you've never even heard of. Yeah, it's a big world, Destiny. We'll get out there.
Interesting.
So what's next for Gemmacert?
So Gemmacert, right now we're really working on expanding the capabilities. So, like you said, additional cannabinoids like CBN.
I'm just a fan of CBN. That's why. Sorry.
All right. Yeah. That's you find it effective.
I think it helps you sleep. It really does.
That's awesome.
I'm still understanding the science. That's one of the reasons why we're all here.
Yeah.
To know what's happening, but it seems to be, whether it's a placebo effect or real, CBN is definitely impacts me where I can sleep better.
That's awesome. Amazing.
So you're improving the product?
Yeah, we're improving the product. Hopefully down the line we'll come out with additional, products, maybe a little bit more commercial grade, but we don't have any ETA on those yet. We're still a small company.
So you have just the Pro and the Light. We'll call them Yoda and Baby Yoda.
Ooh, I like it.
What do you guys call them internally?
I like it.
Pro and Light?
Pro and Light. Pretty easy.
Well, you gotta call them Yoda and Baby Yoda. That'll be fun.
I'm gonna bring that up to the CEO, straight to him.
They are green. I mean, just like in house. Say, hey, ship one of the Yodas.
Yeah.
Hey, ship Baby Yoda.
Ship Baby Yoda.
The Indonesian president wants Baby Yoda.
The Darth
why
Vader.
don't
Who's
you
the
try
Darth
and
Vader? That's the ETA one.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So, anything else you want the public to know about your company or yourself? Anything? I know you have 3 kids, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I got 3 little ones. We're here at the show. We'd love to connect. We're all, I'm available for, if anyone's interested to learn more, I can do Zoom meetings.
Are you on LinkedIn?
I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah, you can find me there. We could find the company on, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. Feel free to get in touch, I guess.
Yeah, we'll tag you. This will go out after the show next week in a series of like 8 to 16 different, all put together and packaged. So people will see this after the show and reach out to you, and they know that they can Zoom with you. Time-wise, you guys are probably pretty convenient about working on different time zones and stuff.
Yeah. I sell all over the world, so we make ourselves available. We're kind of in between, let's say Europe and Asia, and then for the U.S., I talk to people on the West Coast all the time, so we can be available.
Before we close, I know that you spoke today to the sessions.
Oh no, I didn't speak.
You didn't speak?
No. We have a booth, but I'm not speaking.
Okay.
I'm not
Sorry,
smart
you
enough.
just yourself so well. I was like,
No,
I
I'm not
wonder
like
what he's
I'm not a science guy. I'm more a business guy. But yeah.
No,
That's awesome.
we've loved having you on our podcast, and we hope people reach out to you and learn more about your product, and wish you all the success in the world.
I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for inviting me. It was great to be here, and we're a small company, so it's really amazing to get that exposure for us.
No, it is really cool. And when you send one to some place that's really, really odd, email me. Let me know about it.
I'm gonna get you the name. It's some like Saint. I gotta get.
Middle of the ocean somewhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna send that over to you.
Yeah.
We've sent to some crazy places. Yep.
You should put like GPS track. We won't
That'd be
work
cool
on
to
it.
have it on your website, a world map, and you're like, we're here.
Yeah,
here.
it's a good idea. It's a really good idea.
That's the kind of things that people just find interesting.
100%. Yeah,
Thank you
it's a
so
great
much
idea.
for sharing with us.
Thank you guys again. Thank you for having me.
Avi, thank you very much.
Take care.
That was another episode of Meet Check.